day.
Oh wow! We've just hooked the freight train. G'day folks, and welcome to another edition of Keepin It Reel. Got Punkin on board today. What a cracker of a day so far.
Awesome weather, spot on, got a good spot, great tides, great weather, great company. Looking forward to it. Should be a great day.
We got the smaller tides, we got the neap tides, so we're actually going a spot that I haven't fished in probably about 15 years. So we're at the southern end of the Whit Sundays. We've got about, the 5 knots southeasterly, so it should be a good day. Hopefully it'll glass out. See if we can hook ourselves a Spanish
Mackerel, yeah, should be right there. I've fished this place a fair bit. They're normally around the place, so we'll see how we go. Give it a good crack and see what happens.
And it is a bit fresh this morning. You can see Shanksy, he's peeking. But it is a bit fresh. We had an early start this morning. We beat the bird and the worm. So we've been going sort of since about 2:30 this morning. But yeah, we'll give it a go and see how the day plans. We got a few spots wide, bommies,
can't wait.
Deep water, bit of jigging, bait bashing. We're going to do a bit of everything.
We don't know what we're doing, but we'll give it a good crack. That's the main thing.
well, we might as well, let's go drop the lines.
Let's get stuck into
have
it.
a coffee and let's see if we can get a Spanish.
Awesome, and I'll see if I can warm up.
Here we go. Where are the fishies? Show me the fishies.
It might be a big Spanish mackerel.
I'll get this line in.
Oh yeah, here we go. Nice fish too, actually. I don't know. He's not running like a Spanish.
Really?
No. He's a bit more headstrong, actually.
Oh, I'm actually over you.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yep, I'll swap your
Swap
sides.
turns, little dance.
Yeah.
Do a little dance. I just try and keep the tension on him if I can. Get that up. He's coming towards me.
Is he?
Up the ghost, actually. Little fella.
Mightn't be a Spanish.
I don't think so, mate, no. You never know, but... Thumping big head shake.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be. Oh, look at that.
No, he is. He is.
Nice
Yeah.
Spanish.
Didn't he fight strangely? There we go, flip the bail arm over so we don't get...
Which you bring him in.
Yep.
And a nice Spanish.
That's a good
nice
size
one.
fish.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to keep this one because our freezers are pretty bare. Cupboard's been bare. But he's a nice fish.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, he is quite delicious. He's a very, very tasty fish.
You know, it's one of your favourite eating fish.
Yep.
And I love him. Yep. But he was a bit weird, wasn't he? He didn't. He didn't run like a normal Spanish.
No, they normally take quite a bit more line and all that. And I'm only fishing fairly light too this time, so I expected him to take a little bit more line, but I'm glad that wasn't difficult.
He's in pretty good nick.
Yeah,
it's
very clean, very tight. There we go. We caught 2. Yeah.
He's a nice fish.
There we go.
He's a really, what do you reckon again? Probably go about the 8 kilo?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, not quite 10. Yeah.
Really nice fish.
Small one.
He's nice and fat.
Well, this is a nice nipple. I mean, Spanish mackerel.
Right. Oh, nice. Oh no! Oh, he's swimming towards me.
Yeah, that's a man there.
They're doing different, eh? And we've hooked this one on the GoFish. Oh no! There they. Oh no, I've dropped him.
Hello?
Yeah.
No. Sure?
Yep. Oh no.
That's not cool.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Best bit about that one is we would have got that on our GoFish Cam. So they're here. We've just come across the top of the bommy and they're sitting high, aren't they, Pumpkin?
Yeah, yep.
We'll get back in.
Good chance to do a U-turn and go straight back over, I reckon.
I think so.
Yep. All right, I'll get them lines set, mate.
And he's hooked up.
I'm just getting
You going to call it, Pumpkin, or?
Oh, I don't know what it is. It's a bit weighty, but it's a nice size
Do I need to
fish.
get the gaff or the net?
No, I think the net would be, however, appropriate. But he is actually quite upset. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
he just got bigger.
Oh,
Oi, that's nice. Yeah.
Come round here, it'd be easier if you came round this
I
side.
can see colour down there. He's.
Oh, big snapper.
Oh, that's two.
Beautiful snapper.
Wow, he is a monster.
That's a nice snapper, isn't it?
Wow. You ever hooked a snapper?
Yeah. Yep,
Oh,
tired.
He's a nice fish.
That's a snug.
Holy jelly, that's a nice
That's
fish.
a nice snapper.
Wow, beautiful fish.
Actually made me work. Only 40-pound braid on that, that's why.
And that's right with these, the snapper, we rarely see them. You know, we get them this time of year for a month or two and then they disappear, but he's a really nice fish. You can see the nice big bump on his head. Yeah. So he's a nice fish.
Very, very good. Good size fish too.
Yeah, he's a nice fish. Okay, so we've had a bit of a win this morning. Shanksy got a nice Spanish in. You know, I hooked up, missed it, didn't set the hook. Shanksy got the nice snapper. I'm not doing too good. I'm missing everything. So I'm doing a bit of jigging, using the metal jigs, a 60-gram jig, and Pumpkin's using whole pillies. So we're mixing it up just to see what they are biting on. We're actually fishing the bommy that we were trawling over early this morning, so it's about 10 o'clock, mid-morning. There are fish on the bommy, but yeah, small tides. We're going to do a move soon. We'll go to another spot that we have. We'll do a bit more trawling and a bit more jigging when we get to our other mark.
The size of that stripey.
He's a monster.
Wow, that's one of the biggest stripeys I've ever seen. Nah, just kidding. That's a stripey bass.
And he is a nice fish.
That's a nice fish, very good eating. And he's trying to spite me. I think he's a bit upset still. So that's a stripey bass. Coming up here, really good eating, nice eating fish. What's the legal size of them, Pumpkin? You know, for
25, I think they are.
Yeah, really nice fish. This bloke's gonna live to fight another day because we've got a nice Spanish mackerel in the esky, so yeah, very aggressive, awesome canines. Off you go, mate. Well, that's a good sign.
That's a horse. Well, we've done a bit of a move. You know, you've done all right so far this morning.
Yeah, I've done quite well actually. They've been a little bit elusive, a little bit hard to catch, but we've managed to get a couple of really nice fish. What we got so far, although it's not a lot, is really good quality fish, so we're happy with that. But we've just got to try and find a little bit more volume, hopefully. But so far so good. Weather's good. Everything's been okay.
It is. We've got another spot here, going to give for Spanish. The wind has picked up a bit. We've got a bit of a swell. I've got another spot, another bombing out wide here we'll hit. But we'll give this spot here a go. I used to get a lot of Spanish here many years ago. There is a good bit of bottom here that they hang on. Tides, flood tides kicked in. Well, let's see if we get another Spanish.
It was a long time ago. I think I had hair. I think I actually had hair on my head last time I was here, so it was quite a few years ago.
Quite a lot of years ago.
Yeah. All good. All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Oh! Nice hit. I'll just take that nice and easy, mate, while you're... I don't think we are, mate. I think we've got dropped.
No, you're on.
Little fella.
Yeah.
Little Bobby. Oh, look at him. He's
It's the baby. Where's the rest of
mate,
him?
he did. Look at that. At least you know they're healthy. I got him and he's not happy.
We'll get the hooks out of him.
There you go. Stop showing off.
We'll let him just throw him in, yeah. You got to watch them. They got sharp fangs,
really
big
sharp
teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a healthy little fish.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but a healthy little fish.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, we'll get him
There
in.
you go. Spear him in.
Yeah.
He's away straight down the bottom. Oh, that's a better fish. Here you go. That's
Nice.
a bit too big for me.
And we're on again.
Just going to point out that's my rod. Just pointing out that's my rod.
I'm lucky Shanksy's let me grab his rod. A fish is on it, so I'm pretty excited he's let me pull in a fish.
That's mate with a capital M. Very, very nice.
Oh, you got those head shakes happening.
Yeah.
Not big fish, are they?
No.
And there you go. But a little Spanish. The minimum limit to keep for these guys is 75 centimetres. And they grow up about 40 kilo.
42 kilos,
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can see the fangs on these fellas. You know, this is only a baby, so they got nasty set of dentures on them. But I think we'll let this fella go. Beautiful fish, old Spanish mackerel. Thought we'd show you what we're using today, you know, for the Spanish special. You know, this time of year, the Spanish are moving through in big numbers.
Yep.
We thought we'd get out and give it a crack. We've got a nice one, about 8 kilo.
Yeah, yeah.
Couple of little
10,
fellas.
10, maybe 12.
I'd have to put him on the scales. We're fishermen.
Yeah, 15, 20 kilos maybe. It could be, yeah.
There are a few of them around. We've got those few youngsters there earlier on. But I'm using the Halco, red and white, rattler, deep diver about to 7 metres, wire trace to my leader, because I've got the GoFish Cam, you know, filming that. I've got a fairly heavy leader to 80-pound braid, but that's more due to the GoFish Cam, so I can retrieve this and we'll hopefully not lose it. Pumpkin's using a bit of a lighter sort of outfit.
Yeah, I tend to take a bit of a different tack. Well, let's be obvious, if we had to catch Spanish mackerel to feed ourselves, we'd probably both be homeless. But there's a real good chance we'd be living on the street somewhere. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist. There are people who specialise with Spanish mackerel. We don't specialise in catching Spanish mackerel. They're not that hard to catch really. It's all about time and tides and having a look at it. But just get out and have a go. There's myriads of different ways you can You can rig garfish and ribbon fish. We've just bought a couple of lures out there that we've bought into any tackle shop, grabbed it off the thing, whacked a bit of stainless steel trace on this because they got teeth, as you well know. You don't have to make it harder than it really is. Okay, we're not going to catch 4,000 a day, but we don't particularly need to. It's not about that. We don't want to catch that many at the end of the day. We just want to have a good time and do a bit of fishing. But it can be really difficult. It can be complex. I like to go the easy way, and we've still caught fish today and had a ball. So yeah. I'm happy with that. Yeah.
And that's the purpose of it. You know, it's about getting out and about, your mates, enjoying the day. If you get a fish, it's a bonus, isn't it?
If you go into a tackle shop and you're curious to see how hard it is to catch a Spanish mackerel, buy yourself a couple of lures, 20, 30 bucks for a lure, a roll of trace, a few swivels, away you go. You can do it basically. And then as you progress, if you want to catch more and more, start to look at different things. You know, I've had a lot of good runs with ribbon fish and garfish and that sort of thing, but on days like today where I just want to go and have a bit of a laugh and catch a few Spanish, these things work fine. It really doesn't matter. It's more finding the fish, and there's nothing better than driving around, especially if you've got kids. You know, lures are really good, trolling's really good because you're not sitting still all the time, they're not bored. So that's my take on it anyway. And
it's a good way to find a bit of new ground, new bottom, is doing those laps, and you do find a lot of new ground by trawling at the slow speed.
Yep. Yeah. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist. The knots I'm tying in this trace is very, very simple. Yeah, it's very, very easy, very quick, very simple.
Righto, let's go fishing. Let's throw this in and see what we can get.
Here we go. A nice pickup. That feels fairly good. Big head shakes is definitely a Spanish mackerel, I'd say. I wouldn't bet my life on it, or any of my body parts, but yeah, it feels like a fairly decent fish. It's not a horse, but it'll do, I think. Of course, I'll make a deal out of me now, but he's doing some fairly big turns.
Oh, was that him coming to the surface?
There we go.
That's the typical Spanish sort of get him to the boat. Oh. Did you get to see him at all?
Yeah.
A nice one.
He's big and silver.
Big and silver.
And really upset with me. I don't think there's much of a chance of me getting the Christmas card off him next year. Anyway, put it that way. Nice and easy.
Yeah, that's it.
Just take your time. I'm not using very big line. I only got about 40-pound mono on this, but I like the mono. I'm a bit of an old weirdo.
And it's much, you know, like an outfit like this is, you know, anyone can do it. You know, the thing is you need the boat, I suppose, to get out. They are good fun to catch, aren't they?
Yeah, brilliant. My forearms don't think so at the moment, but
yeah, we got all the time in the world. And we're in deep water now, so we're in about 35 metres of water, so he's got plenty of water. He's actually giving you a bit of what for, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not very happy. Doesn't want to come in.
Do we need to chase him or?
No, I've still got plenty of line, mate. See how we go. I think there's a fair bit of size to him.
It's a nice fish. He's definitely a nice fish.
Just he tends what the bigger Spanish don't do big runs, they're slow, powerful runs.
This fella's coming this way. Do we need to go that way? You're gaining on him?
Yeah, I'm gaining now.
Yep, okay.
He's got about 150 metres on me, I think, or 100.
And normally the Spanish, and like I said, they are good fun to catch, and that's why we chase them, and they are really nice eating fish as well. So, you know, normally they do 2 big runs. You know, they'll do that initial one. And the thing I love about the Spanish, they've actually been clocked, you know, hitting bait fish and lures under the water at 100 k's an hour. So they're like freight trains. Once they hit, they go, and they're shaped like torpedoes. So, and that's the thrill of these fish. He's definitely, we got him hooked well, so
yeah.
Here you go, and they're breathing heavy?
Yeah, really heavy. You can probably tell from the back that I'm not particularly designed for a workout. I think I fell up there.
Oh, really?
That's what it is. That's why it gave me such.
Okay.
So it's curry.
Yeah, well, steady with him then, steady with him.
I don't think he's that big a fish.
Anyone can hook a fish in the mouth, can't they?
That's talent, dead set talent.
So, because we've actually foul hooked this fish, you know, we've ripped up his stomach, so we're actually going to keep this fish.
We'll keep this one.
I'll let you do the honours.
That's right. No, you bring him up, punk. That's a bit better size, actually, that.
He's actually a nice
I think
fish.
he'd be close to 12, 15 kilos.
We'll get those hooks out.
Yep.
So as you can see there, you know, he's obviously gone to strike the lure and done the turn, and we've tore him open, so I'm not going to let a fish go like that because we have...
Sharks will eat him. I'd rather me eat him.
Yeah, rather than... But we were going to let these fish go, you know, he would have lived if we got him in the mouth. But yeah, we have hooked him pretty bad in the stomach there, in the other side, so. And he's a nice fish, and we love eating the Spanish, and they're great fish. They've set of dentures on them, really nasty. Yeah. You really got to be careful with these fish.
They go to the dentist every 12 months and get their checkup done.
They are razor sharp. Yeah.
Very good neck, yeah. Wouldn't get caught in a kissing competition with fun, for sure.
Nice. What's happening here? Here we go. He hasn't put up much of a fight at all. Oh. He's legal. Oh, now he's just realised he's hooked.
Let me go.
That's what I'm just wondering. We would get him up and have a look. Oh, the other hook's just been bedded into him.
No, he's bugged.
And there's another fine little Spaniard. Really fat, thick, but nice little fish.
Oh,
it's a coral trout.
Look at me go. Hey. Yeah, look at the little bycatch we pulled up. Had a pilchard on. The bottom trying to pick up another Spanish mackerel, and this little courageous coral trout's come through. What a spectacular looking animal. Look at that. Beautiful little fish. One of the most sought after eating fish in the Barrier Reef. And I've caught one here. So, very nice. This fella is going to be 38 centimetres, so he's voluntarily undersized. I couldn't take that, but there's no way in the world I could take that little bloke. We'll let him get big and massive and come back later on and clean him up. Very delicious, but yeah, that's how. Just goes to show the pilchard I had down there was probably 3/4 of his body length when he had a crack with it. So they're ravenous little angry little buggers, so little attitude free. So yeah, mate.
Okay, folks, that's a bit of a wrap. We've had a bit of a cracker day. I hope you've enjoyed the sort of Spanish edition. You know, it's been a big day, hasn't it?
It's been a huge day. It just goes to show, Adrian, that you can come out and catch Spanish mackerel in this beautiful place, and you don't have to spend $1 million or buy any fancy gear or have any special techniques. You just go and buy stuff that's pre-made, whack a bit of trace on it, drag it around, have a bit of a look at your location, look, use your sounder, trust your sounder, and you can catch them. If we can catch them, anyone can, basically.
And it's all island based, so
it is, mate, yeah.
You know, on a good day, you know, you get your 4.5 metres, 5 metre tinnies coming out, there's nothing stopping from them.
And you can catch them, they're beautiful fish, they're good table fish, and they're really not that expensive to chase, and it's a good yield too. Really good.
You do get a lot of meat off them, But it's been a cracker of a day, and it's
had
been
a ball. We can't complain at all.
I was a bit, I let the team down. I'm glad you come along because you caught most of the fish. So,
well, let's face it, Adrian, I'm not here for my good looks, mate. That's fairly obvious.
Yeah, that's I'm not going to argue with you there.
Hey, that's not cool.
But stay tuned, guys. Fish and dish up next. Till next time, see you up the creek. G'day guys, welcome to today's Fish and Dish. I have Paul with us from Slice and Nature, who's going to do up a tropical fish taco. How are you, Paul?
Adrian, I'm good, man. Great to see you again. Last time I think we caught up a few months ago over a beer.
Yeah, a couple of ales.
Bit different today.
And you're going to make a tropical fish taco for us today.
Yes, you've got some lovely mackerel that you caught just recently.
Yes.
But this is a really simple, easy to cook recipe, and it's pretty tasty too.
And the best thing about this, it all looks simple.
It's very, mate, if I can do it, it is simple. Trust me. This isn't very spicy.
Yep.
It does have a little bit of tang to it, but you can make it as hot as you want. You can whack in jalapenos. So, you know, different things like that, a bit of chili flakes, just to make it how you want it to be.
Yep, awesome. Let's get into it. I'm keen.
Rock and roll. Okay, so first up, we've got corn. So we'll get rid of that. And then really simply, just straight down the edge of the corn.
Just slicing the kernels
Just slicing the kernels off.
Yep.
I'm one of those cooks that uses everything in the kitchen and makes a monumental mess.
And that's all good because it's I know
someone else can clean up. That's not my problem.
And the end result's going to be worth it.
I'm going to be in trouble for saying that though. Now let's get some onion happening. This is just a Spanish onion. Spanish onion's probably the way to go. It's just got a bit of a, look, it really doesn't matter, but I reckon it's got a bit of a richer flavour.
Yep.
The other thing you might notice is I've got absolutely no technique. I'm not a chef, right? I just like cooking.
Yep.
And clearly I like eating.
And that's the idea of the fish and dish is it's just everyday people who just love cooking.
Yeah, that's right. Using this is quite a big onion. So I'm just using up this, and I like to sort of not make it too fine, you know, about that sort of size.
So fairly chunky.
Too small, and you lose sort of the texture of the dish, you know?
Yep.
Now we want to add some coriander and a little bit of mint. Now, I'm not going to use up a hell of a lot of this. Coriander's a pretty strong flavour, and obviously so is mint. Mint, only a very small amount we're going to put into this.
Yep.
A bit more coriander, but then we'll keep some over as well, just to garnish at the end.
Oh, nice.
As well as we go through. So you really don't need a lot. Probably just pull off the leaves at the top, okay, of the bunch. And mint, I'm probably only going to pull off maybe 6 leaves of the mint. I just cut it and eat it. Grab the mixing bowl, okay, and I'm going to go straight in with the mint and the coriander. Whoa, there we go. You can tell this is live TV, eh?
It's keeping it real.
Keeping it real. That's what it's all about. We better have another clean up in a second. The magic table will be all cleaned up. Basically what I've done there, I've done twice as much coriander as I've done mint. Both strong flavours, they're all going to go in there together. We're going to whack in the onion. We're going to whack in the corn kernels. Now, pineapple, actually, Adrian, can you fire up the beast for me? Get the grill, going. And we're going to grill the pineapple as well. Basically, we just want to chop it down, okay? We'll keep the top, looks pretty.
A bit of decoration.
Okay, now, I don't need a huge amount because pineapple is a strong flavour, okay?
So, cooking the pineapple on the plate, that's actually going to probably bring the sugars out and that sweetness of the pineapple to bring that flavour out with the heat.
Yeah, exactly right. And we'll just chuck some of that straight on there. We'll stick it on the grill side, so it gets a bit of texture.
And straight away, that smell just with the pineapple is
and you don't want to add. Oh, there goes another piece.
Run away. And that pineapple now is starting to look really good. It's getting that colour and nice and brown. And
we'll just leave that on there for a little while now, right? While I sort of do the avocado, and we'll just sort of finish this salsa off before we add that to the salsa.
Yep.
So the old avo. Now what the avocado is going to do is basically level out some of the flavours as well, give it that creaminess, you know, as well as a pretty good flavour. Now we don't need a huge amount. Just cut it relatively chunky. Too refined, you're going to lose the burst of that flavour when you bite into that taco.
Yep.
What we're going to do now is get our little mini tortillas. These can sit down and rest after we've warmed them up just a little bit. When you get these out of the packet, just make sure you get rid of this little sachet as well.
They don't taste real good.
I don't think that'd be very good for you, man. So I'm just going to chuck a couple on there to start with.
Yep.
How's that pineapple going?
Oh, look at
I might
that.
just get some of the other sides to get a bit of
Just to get that colour?
colour into them. You can do this without grilling the pineapple, right? But it just gives it that nicer flavour.
Yep.
Really brings out those sugars, as you said before. Now, that avocado, let's see if I can do this without dropping it this time.
Look at that.
Okay, we'll get the avo straight in there. I haven't used any olive oil in this just yet, and there's a reason for that. Don't want it to get too oily. Just touch them to sort of see how hot they are, right? You don't want necessarily any colour on them.
Yep.
It's enough to then get it at a good bend without
Yeah.
it cracking. And then we're just going to put them aside and rest them anyway. You can also just chuck them in the microwave for 20 seconds as well, and that makes them nice and soft. The salsa is now ready with the olive oil in it. Now I do just want to give that a little bit of salt and pepper. Not a lot. Again, you can always add some more later on. Now at this point, if you really want to have your jalapenos or chili flakes, add some in now. Again, we're going to grill the fish on the hot plate or the barbecue. I want to cut that into strips, okay? So I'm basically going to make them like fingers. So you can see there what I'm saying, finger of fish, a few niceties. We're going to put some onion powder into this, okay, about a teaspoon. I've obviously got a teaspoon here to measure it, but I don't measure things. So this one then is the garlic powder. We're going to add some garlic powder into this. And then finally, some paprika. So with the paprika, I'm probably only putting about half a teaspoon in, to be honest. So you can see, mate, as I'm stirring that through, there's actually enough paprika in there because it's covered over.
Yeah, you can see it.
Pretty much everything. Now,
Yep.
I do want to put a bit of olive oil in this now, okay? Not a huge amount, just a bit of a drizzle over the top.
You've probably, about a teaspoon, probably by the look of that.
Yeah, probably about a teaspoon. Now, while I think about it, I better get that pineapple off because whilst we want to caramelise, we don't want it burnt.
And that is looking really good.
Straight up here,
I'll leave that to get rid of.
turn it up, it sounds good.
Cutting the mackerel into these strips, obviously it's going to cook a lot quicker than a normal fillet.
Yeah,
So,
exactly right. I might give it another little drizzle.
yeah, because I think it may stick.
Just a little one. Now everyone says you've got to leave the meat to sear. I just tip it over straight away. It's just my way of doing it. You do it your way.
Pieces of fish this size, you're probably only looking at a minute or so to
Oh yeah,
to
so
cook
we can
all the
see
way.
this one here. It's hotter at this end, and that one's already got some
Get
decent
colour.
colour into it already. And now I'm just going to cut these into relatively big chunks.
And tell us about Slice of Nature, Paul. What Slice of Nature's about? Why you're chopping the...
Yeah, so Slice of Nature's a little business that my wife and I have had for a while. It started out its life as a food box delivery business, you know, similar to HelloFresh and those sort of businesses. I guess it's a mum and dad style business when you're up against multinationals like them.
Yep.
You're not going to survive very long. So when the COVID world sort of came about, we were looking at how we could sort of change it and whatnot, and we have basically reinvented the business, I guess, and we're relaunching it shortly as a menu subscription service.
Okay.
So hold that thought for a second.
Don't want to burn the fish.
Now you want a little bit of colour on there. That's almost ready for us to put aside and rest.
And you can tell that fish is perfectly cooked because as you're grabbing it, it's falling apart.
Look at this one here, right? So I can just basically bend that over and it just snaps apart.
Perfect.
Okay, we're going to get the pineapple. We're going to add that into the salsa. Pineapple's hot, the rest of the salsa's not. We're just going to leave that aside now to cool down a little bit. Lemon and lime. I'm just going to give that a squirt of lemon, not lime, lemon.
So the subscription service with Slice of Nature, how does that work?
Well, basically what it is, I mean, we've got 3 kids. The biggest but discussion in our house every day of the week is what are we going to do for dinner?
Yep.
So we've got 600 or 800 recipes on file.
Wow.
So I thought, well, instead of them going to waste, why don't we put together a service where people can subscribe for a very minimal amount, either on a monthly, weekly or annual basis, and you'll get 10 recipes sent to you every week. So you don't have to think about what to eat. You've got 10 options and you can say, okay, as a family, which ones do we want to have? tells you what the ingredients are. You can go and buy it, cook the meals up. So we call it, we prepare you chef. So we give you the details, you have to cook it. Yeah, that's basically what it's all about. There's a fair bit of interest already in it. Look, it launches middle of August.
How can the viewers that want to jump into Slice of Nature, how do they contact? Is it
just go to sliceofnature.com.au and go to the register page to register for some interest, some information.
Yep.
And there will be a little button there if you want to subscribe. You can subscribe straight away as well.
How simple is that?
Simple as that. Let's start assembling these bad boys, hey?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Now, Greek yogurt has a nice sort of tartiness to it as well. So I basically use that just to line the bottom of the tacos. Basically put a bit of yogurt across the bottom. And again, you can add as much or as little as you want. Now we're going to put a couple of pieces in these. This one here is a new product. There's a company called Marion's Kitchen. Marion used to be on MasterChef.
Yep.
She's released this range of stuff, right? Coconut sriracha. And I'm just going to drizzle that.
That looks awesome.
Just get these tacos, and I'm just going to, on a bit of an angle, stick a toothpick through there. Here we are.
Wow.
With our coconut, sriracha, mackerel, pineapple, tropical fish tacos.
And wow.
One little thing to do is the lime. I'm going to take this one here, and I'm just going to give a drizzle of lime over the top of them. Choose your weapon, mate. Corona or the Twin Islands Sauvignon Blanc, up to you.
I love the beer and it's going to go perfect with this dish.
Mate, I want to stand back and watch you eat that. It's already got lime on it. If you want to add some more, go for it.
Yeah, I think I'll
probably
try
take the toothpick out before you chomp into it.
that's
that could hurt.
Yeah, remember to take the toothpick out, guys. That's not going to be pleasant.
Moment of truth. How's that?
Wow. All those flavours, what a perfect combination. That is really good.
And it's just so simple.
Paul from Slice of Nature, thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you here to cook this awesome dish for us. Much appreciated. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me along.